Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News for Friday, May 7th, 2021. I'm Trellona Charles. In the headlines tonight, Cemetery Hill resident placed on $60,000 bail after being charged for attempted murder and arson. Farmers questioning the existence of the Pre-Deer Larceny Fund, which should be catered for under the Pre-Deer Larceny Act. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says people enrolled in the Imani program for more than 2 years should be called contract workers and should receive a contract pay. Sandra Ferguson challenges Prime Minister Mitchell on so-called environmentalist statement. Local playwright references the power of theatre on social issues. In our One Caribbean hookup, Dominica's Prime Minister says his government is considering taking controlling interest of the local electricity company. Coming up in sports, all clubs to compete as the GFA Premier League kicks off this weekend, and JW Fletcher continues to benefit from its partnership with the RGPF. Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. A Cemetery Hill woman who police say was charged for offenses arising from a domestic dispute is on $60,000 bail.
31-year-old Cemetery Hill resident Mayana Mitchell, who was arrested and charged for attempted murder and arson, was granted bail in the amount of $60,000 with 2 sureties. Investigators assigned to the Criminal Investigations Department St. George arrested and charged Mitchell on Monday after she allegedly set fire to the dwelling house of a resident of New Hampshire St. George with intent to cause his death by unlawful harm on May 1, 2021. Police say Mitchell reportedly committed this act as a result of a domestic dispute. She was subsequently remanded to Her Majesty's prison but was granted bail when she returned to court on Friday. As part of a bail condition, Ms. Mitchell ought not to have any contact with the virtual complainant nor witnesses. She is forbidden from visiting Willis St. George and also mandated to report to the Central Police Station every Friday. Ms. Mitchell is scheduled to make her 3rd court appearance on July 12th.
The Grand Mall community was thrown into mourning Friday evening after one of their own died in what appears to be a case of suspected drowning. Reports are that the man, whose name is withheld to allow his family to be first notified, is described as a fisherman. Michael St. John, also known as Digdat, who said he was the deceased man's friend, said he suspects his friend, who was short-sighted, may have caught a cramp.
He said the guy passed. He come from that direction and he come on the boat. So whole day on the boat, when around after 2, we still see him on the boat. Every day a man say like he's like the boy he overboard and he see he come up. So when we really check on him, he was outside there and then like he jumped right there. So you know, what a fortunate time.
He said what unfolded before his eyes left him feeling sad.
That makes me feel really sad to see right in your eye every year, just a moment to see the man daily. Or what you watching them, you're talking, you calling people, you're talking. You get hard enough to know the way you go down. I feel it, actually. I feel it. Because right in the present, hard luck. Right.
The inability to find permanent employment is an issue facing many of the nation's youth. In particular, this has been the cry of many individuals who have completed the Ministry of Youth's Imani training program and are still unable to find gainful and permanent employment. However, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said this will soon be resolved. Details in this report. The Ministry of Youth Development's Imani training program was implemented with the aim of reducing unemployment by providing an avenue for the holistic development of the nation's youth through career orientation, exposure to work environments, involvement in community development initiatives, skill training, and a certification program for self-development. The Imani program has a span of 2 years, after which participants should achieve permanent placement. However, many have not transitioned and remain without permanent employment. When asked about the transition issues faced, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said these individuals are no longer considered Imani trainees, but should be considered contract workers.
Those Imani who I don't call Imanis, those who have passed the 2 years in the program, and I told them stop calling them Imani. They are, in a sense, for the time being, contract workers, and we should pay them contract pay, and they're working on this until a proper transition into a permanent situation is established, because in many cases they provide an excellent service, and if they're doing so and we need them, we need to secure them.
He said many of the trainees have already gained employment, and the ministry is working to find permanent placement for all.
So we have now, I think, almost completed the reorganization of that particular unit. And of course, we have moved to some extent to deal with some of the workers already who have been put into a permanent situation, but there are a lot more others to be done. And we're working aggressively to ensure that we can do it all the workers who are serving the country well and at the same time not being appropriately compensated or taken care of.
Prime Minister Mitchell said opportunities have already been created in areas of garment construction and furniture making, and there is more to come.
And so we establishing one facility in St. Andrews and Pearls Community Center, where a number of young people will be employed to produce a number of, in the garment area that can service the country in several areas. And you're going to be seeing more than that in other parts of the country. We have now established a furniture making operation in St. Patrick's. A number of young people, and they start making furniture already. We have spent a couple millions of dollars and buying the building and equipping it, and of course providing the necessary support services, training of people and so on.
The Prime Minister was speaking during last week's media engagement. In the recent livestock and poultry consultation with Senator responsible for Agriculture and Fisheries, Roderick St. Clair, farmers expressed their disappointment in the lack of leadership from government, especially relating to the implementation of agriculture projects. One of the major challenges highlighted was Pridia Larceny, with farmers questioning the existence of the Pridia Larceny Fund, which should be catered for under the Pridia Larceny Act. Gerard Joseph has been following the developments and sent this report.
The question of whether a Pridia Larceny Fund exists was brought to the attention of Senator responsible for Agriculture and Fisheries, Roderick St. Clair, in consultation with farmers in April. The Senator, having heard his predecessors speak on its existence, took the task of researching the origins of such a fund that should be provided for under the Pridia Larceny Act.
I myself, in my current position, have looked at the Act, and in Section 17 of the Pridia Larceny Act of 1995, which is current, make allowance for the establishment of a Pridia Larceny Fund. And that fund should be within the management and supervision of the Ministry of Finance, Minister of Finance. And of course, compensation to farmers should be coordinated and directed as laid out there by the Minister for Agriculture.
Office wants to know the status of the fund, the latest balance, and when last was the farmer paid from the fund.
And of course, if the person is convicted and they don't have the monies to pay the compensation one time, then this fund should be used, that's what it's catered for, to compensate the farmer in the meantime so he can continue his business. And then when these monies can be paid at a later date by the convicted individual, then of course the fund would be replenished. And so it's not a fund where government is taking money out of their pockets and funding the loss of goods in this case.
He told GBN that it is an issue he will be pursuing and seeking answers for. GBN reached out to officials in the Ministry of Agriculture and the Predial Larceny Unit of the RGPF. Officers attached to the Predial Larceny Unit told GBN that the fund does exist. However, the last time a farmer was paid was in 2016, as reimbursements to farmers were handled in court. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Members of the Royal Grenadier Police Force who were deployed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines on April 18, 2021 to assist with security and humanitarian services will remain on the island for a further 3 weeks. According to a press release issued by the police, during the past 2 weeks they were involved in the construction of 8 massive mobile storage units that are used as warehouses to store aid. The release said these officers are in high spirits and continue to carry out their duties in an exemplary manner. This is news at 7. Coming up, Sandra Ferguson challenges Prime Minister Mitchell on so-called environmentalist statement, and a local playwright references the power of theatre on social issues. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Glow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Sunday, May 16th, it's the Deal or No Deal edition with a whopping US $10,000 up for grabs. Listen carefully. For 1 week only, you can purchase a ticket for only $5. Whoa, that's a big deal. Wow. But wait, after the week is over, tickets are $10. That's no deal. So, are you going to take the deal? Remember, if you're playing in Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com and from numerous box offices island-wide, or from our main office on Grove Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Whoa! Waggity, this one sell off! Cause Sunday, May 16th, it's all about Waggity Virtual Bingo, the Deal or No Deal edition.
I'm gonna take the deal. citizens.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. Information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Rouge Duty Free presents the best of the best Mother's Day promotion ever for 2021. Visit Rouge Spiceland Mall or Port Louis Marina to take advantage of this crazy and exciting offer. Get your favorite fragrances for mom or yourself, quality skincare and beauty products, and top-of-the-line cosmetics. At Rouge Duty Free, we offer fragrances, skincare, and colors. Buy two, you get one free, excluding Dior and Chanel. And on jewelry and watches, you buy one, you get the other one free, excluding Mont Blanc. And don't forget your fuller summer handbag collection. You get a whopping 25% off. It's a Mother's Day sale, May 5th to the 8th. Visit Rouge Duty Free today at Spiceland Mall or Port Louis Marina. Give us a call on 440-0860 or 439-0861. Rouge Duty Free. The best way to say I love you on Mother's Day.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. The grouping of civil society organizations is seeking to set the record straight in relation to statements made by the Prime Minister during a special press conference on April 29th. Sandra Ferguson, who is the author of a letter to civil society colleagues on May 5th, impressed on several disparaging references to so-called environmentalists. She noted the Prime Minister's comments on the Carriacou Marina project, which has special relevance to the grouping of civil society organizations. We get more in this report.
Making reference to the Carriacou Marina project, Port Louis Marina, the cruise ship terminal, among others, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said there has been no major project that organization has not attempted to stop by citing the environment as the basis. He reiterated that in his 20-odd years as Prime Minister, all major projects initiated by government have been challenged.
Can't forget the Carriacou Marina project, where hundreds of boats are now and scores of Carriacouians are employed, making very good salaries. How environmentalists came out again, I don't know where they came from. They even brought in people from outside the region to tell us how we destroy the mangrove.
Only got involved after concerns were raised by citizens of Carriacou.
As a result of this concern, civil society met with the Prime Minister to raise these concerns, and a public consultation was suggested out of that meeting with the Prime Minister. There was supposed to be a rapid environmental impact assessment, as agreed at the meeting. However, that did not happen. However, the consultation was held on the 21st of June, 2014.
The grouping of civil society organizations has also taken an affront to the Prime Minister's jab at what he termed so-called environmentalists.
So I'm not surprised But the people must know about the so-called environmentalists who care about
to present the experience of a real or imagined event before a live audience. It is among common means of expression such as song and dance, and often includes the two. Tonight in GBN Entertainment, we examine how theatre can be a direct representation of current affairs and social issues right here in Grenada.
Renowned playwright Francis Uriah Peters says over the years he has used theatre to address many of the social issues swept under the rug. Through his creativity, he highlighted issues that had been dealt a blind eye, after which he says he saw results. While appearing on GBN's Good Morning Grenada on Friday, Peters looked back at some of his impactful pieces. He zeroed in on Mayhem in Paradise, a piece he says he's contemplating bringing back because of how relatable it is today.
It was set in a little village called Paradise, close to the sea. And there was this family contention on the issue of holding onto your property because there is this private investor who wants to come to buy the property and was offering big bucks to all the residents around there. And there was one guy called Dragon. He was a nephew, but he was a landlord. He had an aunt in the United States of America who wanted to sell the property. And in my own personal belief, because when you're writing a play, you have to declare this I believe. And in the play, and in my own personal belief, that this little island that we have here, and most of the Caribbean islands, the land space is so small. There's 120 square miles, 133 square miles. And if you go to sell out everything, then you have nothing to stand upon. The land is what we stand on. The land is what gives us the food. And that was the contention, to sell or not to sell.
Peters says the influx of foreign investors and lands being sold are of major concern.
I also said in a recent program that is a play that I have to do again, because this is one of my concerns here. As a small island where we depend on the sea, we depend on the lands, and what is happening here now is that if you just do a hike around the coast, let's say starting from St. David's coming down to St. George's, you will see a lot of signs close to the bays and the little beaches: no trespassing, private property, bad dogs. And because we are people who need to access the sea, and there are certain trails, sooner or later, if we do not have, I wouldn't say necessarily say laws, but at least advise the folks who are buying lands close to the sea that, listen, people have to have access to the beaches, to the bays, then we are going to have some very, 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 very serious issues if that is not addressed sooner than later.
One of the other issues Francis Uriah Peters helped to bring to light through theatre was the illegality of incest in Grenada years ago. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Let's take a look around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. In their latest sign of protest action, the Grenada Union of Teachers released a statement on Thursday informing the Ministry of Education, parents, and the general public that as of Monday, May 17th, 2021, all members, with the exception of those at the preschool level, will be having their 1-hour lunch outside of the school's compound until further notice. Tonight, we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss the latest developments.
Why are some people villainizing the teachers? They are humans too, and they would not jeopardize the students' welfare by leaving them unattended and go on lunch break.
These teachers are entitled, like everybody else, to their 1-hour lunch. And if they so decide to go out of school and have their lunch, I mean, that is up to them. Please, these are the same people that have to teach us, that have to look after our children, whether or not we are there.
There is too much hypocrisy in the talk of neglect and care of children in light of the industrial situation. Look around and see the number of small children taking public transportation on their own, some barely tall as the tire of the bus, the amount that go to school without the necessary supplies, and the number of teens on the bus terminus liming until late. When in the past the police tried to get them home in reasonable time, the parents cursed the police. Recently, police complained of teens drinking alcohol on a bus tour during the school holiday. We want to talk about neglect of children. It's taking place by too many parents while teachers are fighting hard to train them. They are never supervised by their own parents but expect the teachers to work mercilessly with little rewards. A vex.
No, I have no problem with the teachers wanting what they need to have. If they think what they need to have is justified, it is justified. justified. But my concern is the children. That's my concern. The children. Their absence may just be the opportunity or the occasion when something terrible might happen to a child.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page. From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's eyesore comes from the grounds of the Lalsees Garden in Tillery, St. Andrew. Our eyesore reporter proudly submitted photographs of this harvest of sweet cassava. Remember, to have your photos and videos featured, submit them via our social media platforms, including WhatsApp on 405-3052.
Still ahead, Health Minister Nicholas Steele says there will be no travel ban imposed on Trinidad and Tobago despite increase in COVID-19 cases. This is News at 7.
See the savings with Spice Isle Optical. Don't break the bank to get your focals. Classy, affordable eyewear. Service optimal. Our experienced technician works like a magician. Trust your sight with our company's vision, where your satisfaction is ever our mission. Mobile services, family packages, economical prices. Spice Isle Optical is where the deal is. Spice Isle Optical is located in Queen's Park, St. George's. For more information, contact us at 449-1588 or 440-0353.
A message from Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority on occasion of the International Composting Awareness Week.
Hi, I'm Romeo Felix. At St. George's Methodist School, composting is a big deal. The students are always excited when it is composting day. We place organic waste in the composter or in a special area on the school compound. We later use the compost in the school garden. Yes, we have won many prizes for composting, but most of all, we have learned the valuable lessons of reusing, reducing, and recycling. Composting is the way to go. Happy International Composting Week.
A message from Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority on the occasion of the International Composting Awareness Week.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, line, boy, your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad, excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Welcome back. A travel ban has not been imposed on neighboring Trinidad and Tobago, despite the recent spike in COVID-19 cases.
COVID-19 cases continue to climb in neighboring Trinidad and Tobago. Health Minister Nicholas Steele was asked whether a travel ban will be imposed on the Twin Island Republic. Minister Steele says not only the presence of the virus is used when determining travel restrictions, but also the strains of the virus found in any particular country.
We continue to monitor the situation in every country, in particular all of our neighbors as well. The decision to have the travel restrictions for persons with a 14-day travel history from India or Brazil takes into consideration the percentage of individuals in those countries that have been identified with dangerous strains of the virus. So it is not just simply the presence of COVID-19 in any particular country, but the strain of COVID-19 that has us make that decision. With respect to individuals who have been stranded, not just in Trinidad, as you drew reference to, but throughout the world, we have individuals who are stranded who find it extremely difficult to get home, and in some instances, or most instances, very costly.
The health minister empathized with people stuck in transit waiting to come home to Grenada, but he says the necessary precautions must be taken to maintain Grenada's COVID status.
It is the signs of the times, regrettably. And in order for us, like other countries, to keep as safe as possible, it has become necessary to put various conditions to entering Grenada. In particular, you must have a negative PCR test within 72 hours of travel to Grenada. And in many cases, individuals find that to be difficult. In most instances, they are able to get that PCR test in a timely manner, but then if there are delays with the flights or they miss a connection or so, that causes that 72-hour period to expire, and therefore they find themselves stuck in an in-transit country or their country of origin for their trip and have to go back and take a test. I regret it. I do understand the hardship and inconvenience and cost that many have been forced to go through, but it remains a necessary procedure in order to keep our Grenada as safe as possible.
Trinidad and Tobago said on Monday it was tightening lockdown restrictions for 3 weeks as the number of new COVID cases hit record highs and the Twin Island nation faces a potential shortage of hospital beds. TNT began to record a spike in cases at the start of April 2021, and by mid-month the spike in deaths started. Active cases on Wednesday stood at a record high of 2,689.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell reached out to religious leaders across the country on Wednesday, encouraging them to be partners in Grenada's COVID-19 vaccination program.
About 80 religious leaders representing the various denominations participated in the virtual meeting, which was also attended by Minister of Health Nicholas Steele, Minister of Education and Religious Affairs Emmeline Pear, and the Permanent Secretary with responsibility for religious affairs Norman Gilbert. Dr. Mitchell commended the religious leaders for their general responsiveness as it relates to the pandemic and solicited their continued support in the fight against COVID-19. With vaccination identified as the key to moving forward, Dr. Mitchell expressed a desire to see more church leaders actively engaged in encouraging the population to be vaccinated. To date, just over 13,000 Grenadians have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, while more than 4,000 have been fully vaccinated. Dr. Mitchell said, and I quote, "I want to encourage you to use your public platforms to positively influence our people. You are well respected in the community and people value your opinion. Therefore, there is a significant role you can play in encouraging persons to get vaccinated. We are working towards herd immunity, but the longer we take to achieve that means the longer we will take to get back to normal life." Unquote. The religious leaders expressed general support for a more visible role in the process, but they cited a need for more information and made recommendations to that effect. This included presentations by health officials to members of their respective congregations and the sharing of print and video content that addresses the concerns of people. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
Stay with us. The weather and sports is up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Hills and Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vic Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
The weather for tonight and the next 3 days. Tonight's minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be cloudy to overcast with light to moderate early morning showers. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 inches in open waters. Tides low at 7 p.m., high at 11:40 p.m. On Saturday, the weather is expected to be overcast with moderate showers and possible isolated thunder showers. Sunrise at 5:46 a.m., sunset at 6:23 p.m. On Sunday, sunrise at 5:46 a.m., sunset at 6:23 p.m. Cloudy to overcast with light to moderate showers at first, improving by midday. On Monday, sunrise at 5:45 a.m., sunset at 6:23 p.m. Partly cloudy with a few light showers. Sporting fans. It will be an Eagles Super Strikers Montreach SC matchup to open the GFA Premier League season for 2021. The North Side Derby will kick off the tournament at the Fur Playing Field from 5 p.m. on Saturday. Then it will be 4 matches beginning concurrently from 7:15 p.m. at venues around the country. Chantimal FC takes on Paradise FC International at Fur. Saab Spartans SC comes up against Hard Rock FC at Victoria Park. Queen's Park Rangers FC plays Hurricane SC at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, and St. John's Sports Battle FC Camahan at Cuthbert Peters Park. Meanwhile, as the National Under-19 tournament climaxes toward the second round, a number of teams sit in pole position in their zones. Hard Rock FC leads defending champions Paradise FC in Group 1 with Shamrock in third, while Hurricanes SC leads North Stars in Group 2 with Sunset sitting in third place. Queen's Park Rangers sit atop Group 3, undefeated with a massive lead and full points with Happy Hill FC and Combined Northerners following. In Group 4, St. David's FC topped the table over GBSS FC second and Honved third. The 4-year partnership between the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School and the RGPF continues to bear fruit, and this time uniforms and football gear were handed over on Friday. The RGPF St. Forces, which is the combination of the partnership, is currently participating in the underage tournaments being organized by the Grenada Football Association. The team also participates in the Republic Bank Right Start Cup. Inspector Alan James was present on Friday to conduct the handover.
And the journey continued. Now we have the U19 boys team, and now added to that we have the girls team and also a U15 girls team. So it's a journey that we have all started, and we have to thank the schools for the collaboration and partnership with the force. As a police organization, we believe in discipline, we believe in role models, we believe in chanting a positive pathway for our youths, because in the near future you all will be the leaders, you all will all be in charge of various organizations to manage the country. So what we are trying to do is to instill positivity in you as students and to see it in a right way.
The International Paralympic Committee and worldwide Paralympic partner Samsung have reintroduced the Samsung Paralympic Vloggers for Tokyo 2020, and entries are now open. It marks the launch of an online competition to select 4 athletes to demonstrate the campaign message of Together for One World and be part of the campaign. The Tokyo 2020 installment of the Samsung Paralympic Vloggers will be the 5th so far, and 15 athletes in total will be allowed to take the world behind the scenes of the Paralympic Games. Vlogs created during Games time will be given additional exposure across all main Paralympic Games media channels, raising the profiles of the athletes involved, with over 10 million people engaged during the 2018 Vloggers project. That's it for sports. Our original segment is up next. Caribbean hookup. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has lowered the volcanic alert level at La Soufrière from red to orange, based on a recommendation from the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center. Volcano seismologist Roderick Stewart made the recommendation to Cabinet on May 4th during his update on the current activity at the volcano. Stewart indicated that the recommendation was being made given that there have been no explosions at the volcano since April 22nd, and the number of volcanic earthquakes recorded has also decreased significantly. In a release by the National Emergency Management Organization, residents of some communities in the orange zone were told they can return home and resume normal activities. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit said his government is considering approaching the majority shareholders of the island's monopoly power company Domlec about the administration's desire to take controlling interest in the company.
The government is not ruling out the possibility of engaging the main shareholder of Domlec with a view for government acquiring the majority shares in Domlec.
Skerrit said this step will address a historic wrong, as governments in small islands should have control of key areas such as water and power distribution.
And I believe that by doing so, we would address a historic wrong, because I believe fundamentally that issue of water and electricity should remain in the hands of the state. We believe especially with the advent of the geothermal and our thrust towards the use of renewable energy, I think this will place Dominica and the people of Dominica in a much better position.
Authorities recently turned down a request from the Ayanola Council for the advancement for Rastafari to take 50 pounds of cannabis with them from St. Lucia to volcano-stricken St. Vincent and the Grenadines on humanitarian grounds. The body sought permission in writing from Prime Minister Alan Chastany, the Minister of National Security, Customs, and the Commissioner of Police. However, National Security Minister Herman Gild Francis says while he supports the move toward marijuana law reform, he cannot be asked to break the law.
I was happy that he was sending goods and services to his people in St. Vincent. I had a problem with that. But you can't ask me to break the law. That's ridiculous, and I'm going to justify that by responding. I'm not going to respond to that. As a matter of fact, the first thing that they should have taken is just put this on the side. You cannot ask a Minister of Justice to break the law.
Internationally, coronavirus restrictions have been extended in Japan's capital just 77 days before the scheduled start of the Olympics. A state of emergency was due to end in 4 days in Tokyo, but cases are still surging. We get the details in this Al Jazeera report.
The restrictions were due to be lifted next week, but with Japan still grappling with a fourth wave of the pandemic, this announcement had been widely expected. 4 prefectures, including Tokyo and Osaka, will have the state of emergency extended to the end of the month, while 2 more will be given emergency powers.
About the holding of the Games, there are concerns raised by the people of Japan, which I know. First, the current expansion of new cases has to be curtailed. About the Tokyo Olympic Games, the most important thing is preventative measures for the athletes and their teams, and to protect Japanese nationals.
A recent call for 500 nurses to volunteer their time to help with the Games when medical resources are already so stretched has also proved unpopular.
We don't have enough hospital beds, and the biggest problem is our lack of preparedness for tackling the pandemic. I am absolutely opposed to hosting the Olympics under these circumstances.
And all of this comes against a sluggish rollout of vaccines compared with other developed nations, with barely 2% of the population receiving even a single jab so far. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera.
That's it for our One Caribbean Hookup. I'm Trellona Charles. Thank you for joining us. Now to recap tonight's headlines. Cemetery Hill resident placed on $60,000 bail after being charged for attempted murder and arson. Farmers questioning the existence of the Pre-Deer Larceny Fund, which should be catered for under the Pre-Deer Larceny Act. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says people enrolled in the Imani program for more than 2 years should be called contract workers and should receive contract pay. Sandra Ferguson challenges Prime Minister Mitchell on so-called environmentalist statements. Local playwright references the power of theatre on social issues. In our One Caribbean Hookup, Dominica's Prime Minister says his government is considering taking controlling interest in the local electricity company. And in sports, all clubs compete as the GFA Premier League kicks off this weekend, and JW Fletcher continues to benefit from its partnership with the RGPF. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN's television, Facebook page, and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Trellona Charles. That's the news. See you again. Good night.